Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Great to have you with us on the program. Website thisweekinamerica.us. Finally, a simple, no-hype approach to creating serious cash in real estate. With us on the program is Scott Kaiserman. He's a real estate investor and educator. Scott, welcome to This Week in America. Great to have you with us on the program.
Thanks very much.
We are going to learn something during the course of the segment on the show today. I'm ready to take notes, and we're talking about the Renatus system. You've been doing this for a while, and this is a system you really believe in 100%. What makes the Renatus system so effective? Why are you so excited, and literally thousands of people around the country, so excited about this system?
Well, there's a lot of things that make it different. What we see around the country and what's happened in the past is the guru model, where somebody flies in, they fill up a big hotel room, and then run everybody to the back to swipe a credit card and walk out with their bags of product. And what the founder of Renatus did, his name is Bob Snyder, he took a look at it from the top down and said, how do I teach people so that they'll actually go out and do it? And he hired a PhD in education to teach him how to teach. And the PhD, showed him instructional system design. And that's the way that every major college and university is run, where you start with the basics and you build on that. And we're a preference-driven curriculum so that it's not a one-size-fits-all. Everybody's going to do this particular strategy, but you get to do what makes sense for you. And then most importantly, it's taught by practitioner instructors, folks that are actually doing what they teach.
Yeah, it's interesting as you look into it, and the website is very simple, cflowking.com, as in Cash Flow King. It's cflowking.com. Information on Scott, and you can link on directly to the website by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us. And we'll also have Scott's phone number there where you can talk to Scott directly. You're not going through a middleman or two before you get to Scott to actually talk. It's 310-428-3680. That's 310-428-3680. What's really interesting when you look into this, and it's a key that you mentioned, this is not somebody that's in a boiler room somewhere that's making phone calls or answering phone calls. These are actually people, the coaches are experts, are real estate investors, so they literally know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of my favorite instructors, I'm in California, and he's not too far away from me, and he answered an ad once upon a time that said, be the bank, not the landlord, and became an expert in seller carried notes and buying notes at a discount for cash flow. And when I first heard about that as a student in this program, I said, oh, well, I can't do that. I don't have enough money to go and buy somebody's loan. But he showed me how I can turn that into a cash flowing business and make money in several different ways. I can hold those notes, but there are also other things that I can do with them to generate cash now.
It's an educational program, as Scott is talking about. They will assist you in finding the deals and help you find some dollars if you're looking to actually get involved as an investor as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the key components in real estate, from a general standpoint, regardless of strategy, are we need some lead generation. We have to know how to find them. Then we have to know how to fund them, which is where most people get stuck. They say, I'm out of real estate because I don't have the cash or the credit. So maybe that's something I'd like to do, but I'm going to do it someday later. And what the instructors are teaching us is that if you have a great deal, the money is the easiest part about it. So they're going to help us fund those deals. We have to learn and get help on fixing them if that is necessary. Then we also have to tenant them if we're holding them, or find a buyer if we have another strategy like a lease option or some other sort of exit strategy. And so find them, fund it, tenant, and then if we're going to keep them, we also have to have great management in place.
It's interesting. You mentioned software, the fact that you're able to find deals. Software is very instrumental in that. There actually is a strategy involved. Again, this is more than just somebody coming to town, getting your checks, running your credit card through, and you never see these people again, and you're unable to take any information that is very generic that they usually leave behind in the books that you purchase paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for. Let's talk about finding the deal, because there are people listening to this program all across the country. Literally, that's not impediment, is it? I mean, impediment. You actually are able to find deals all across the country. Everywhere, there are some real estate deals to be had.
Yeah, and I laugh about it because we're creating communities of support all over the country. And everywhere where a community pops up, there are invariably guests who come to take a look at us, and they say, "Oh, well, that might work for you over where
Right.
you're doing your real estate investing, but it won't work here." And it takes a little while for us to get up and running, and then start doing some deals. But as we teach people, and we have very successful communities now in like Chicago, which is probably the premier community around the country. It's successful in Utah and Arizona, and I'm in California. We just have some folks who have had great success in Honolulu and are creating a family over there. And it's just we can be in anywhere around the country because we're delivered online, but we really do we're looking for some leaders to create those communities of support.
Information on what Scott is talking about, which is the Renatus system, finally a simple, no-hype approach to creating serious cash in real estate, going about it a very intelligent, rational, educational model that we're talking about. The website is the letter cflowking.com, cflowking.com. Scott's number, and if you call him, it'll ring in his pocket, and he'll take it out and talk with you and give you all the information you need, answer your questions, is 310-428-3680. That's 310-428-3680. All that information at our website, thisweekinamerica.us. We hear a lot, in fact, you and I have talked about this, the long-term power of passive income. We hear a lot about that, and as I'm looking at the Renata system, this really is a great way to do that, isn't it? Because it is a way to create a passive income and generate income, have a nice cash flow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like the power has been taken away from the people. The big companies say, "Give us your money, let us manage it for you. Save a little bit of your check each month," which is a great plan. But then they, want us to, put it into their mutual funds and manage it on our behalf. And that's a pretty new model. In the past, we were farmers, and we would, maybe have a duplex and live in one and rent one, and that would be a great retirement strategy. And so, you would sell the farm and, take some payments over time. That would be a great retirement strategy. So it just, comes down to, cash flow is, what's left over after all the expenses are paid. And if you can find a deal, that puts some cash in your pocket, that's just one component of the return. And the reason, the rich get richer is, because they've got that cash flow coming in, and they're able to, take the proceeds and reinvest them for more and more cash flow. There's a snowball effect; it gets bigger and bigger. But then there are other components of return in real estate, which is that it tends to go up in value over time. That's the appreciation. Our loans are getting paid off by the tenants, so we're getting some amortization, which is paying us. And then finally, it's got the best, I can't say the best, but really fantastic tax benefits. I mean, I'm not an oil and gas guy, that probably has some good tax benefits, but real estate is probably the easiest business to get great tax benefits.
What has the Renata system meant for you? How has this changed your life? I can tell your passion as we're talking. It's like, I found something. I got the answers I was looking for. I really feel like I'm part of a community now that's really doing some good, and it's benefiting me as well. What's it meant in your life?
There's not even enough time to answer that question. I met Bob Snyder almost, 10, I think it's a little over 10 years ago now. And when I was a real estate agent, because I read Robert Kiyosaki's books. Those are great books, the Purple Rich Dad series.
Yes.
And I knew I wanted to get into real estate, but I went out and got a real estate license. And when I came across this program, I was knocking on doors. I was working 7 days a week. My wife was complaining that I was never home, and she was getting ready to, end our relationship. And she said I may as well be a single mom. And so I was really desperate for something else. When this came along, I really wasn't enthusiastic about anything. And what I told them was, this is why I got into real estate to begin with. I wanted to be an investor, not an agent. They showed me that I was doing deals at the retail level, putting buyers and sellers together, but I never, got into, finding deals below market. And, and that's where the value is created. And so I said, this is something that I'll try, but I really didn't expect to get any, great results, from it. I'm like, because, I didn't have a track record of, terrific success.
Right.
And it's been absolutely life-changing. I mean, we're creating generational wealth here. Obviously, my relationship with my family has improved, and what we're doing is, we're building, a portfolio of properties that's going to take care of my kids and several, several generations to come.
Scott Kaiserman, our guest on This Week in America. The website is flowking.com. His phone number is 310-428-3680. There's an 800 number, and we'll put that up on the website as well. But you can actually get through directly to Scott by using his personal number, which is 310-428-3680. About a minute left in the program. If somebody is listening and they're thinking, this is something that I've really wanted to do, but I'm skeptical. I've watched the infomercials at 3 o'clock in the morning. They all sound too good to be true. I might have a friend that went down to the local hotel for the ballroom down there for the presentation, was disappointed and lost a lot of money in the process. What would you tell them to get over that skepticism and at least go to the website and check out the system?
Yeah, well, I'd say, first of all, there's no cost to start a conversation with me, and I'm here to, work with somebody who, wants to make a change in their life. And for every excuse I've heard, why somebody can't do it, I've seen somebody else who had the same condition in their life, and they went ahead and did it anyway. And we have a lot of success stories in our, program, and, that I can point to and say, hey, follow their lead. Right? Success leaves clues. If we do what the wealthy did, then we can have what they have. And, get, into our epic solution. We're going to provide education because, in order to make a change in your life, you got to make a change in yourself. We've got access to properties from community members who are bringing deals to the table. And we've got income. If you, got to get some food on the table now, go ahead and refer this education as I'm doing right now. Bob Snyder will pay a direct sales commission. If somebody sees the education, they like it and buy it, then he's going to pay you for, bringing them to the program. And then, plug in and be a part of our community. The community is the glue that holds us all together and keeps us hard charging, even in those times when they, get difficult. And, see what kind of change you can make in your own life.
It's very easy and inexpensive, and it's free, basically. It is free to get more information. You can go to the website, which is flowking.com. All the information is available there. You can give Scott a call at 310-428-3680. That's 310-428-3680. Scott Kaiserman has been our guest on This Week in America. We're talking about the Renatus system, a no-hype approach, a low-pressure approach to creating serious cash in real estate. Scott, thank you so much for being on the program today. And once again, you're available for phone calls at 310-428-3680, website cflowking.com. Scott, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And you can find all the information, of course, and link on directly by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us.